hello. And good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you're having beautiful days. Hope you had beautiful weekends. It's lovely to be here. Where's my chatbot? Has my chatbot gone for a wander? Oh, pretzels. Oh, pretzels. I might need to look at that in a second. But first, let me say hello to the folks in chat. Hello, Lino, and oi oi Savalois to you too. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a lovely day. Where is my chatbot? Usually it's got something to say by now. So let me just check and make sure that it's actually working. Oh, good. Chatbot's working. Well, then. Let's make sure that our camera's working as well. No. Oh, for crying out. Well, it was working earlier. Oh, no. Hold, please. Oh, this is a great start. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to give that a little hard reset. 1 second. Oh, no. Also, hi, Thea. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hope everyone
Attention.
Twitch
user Sammy Kelsch.
Choppers.
Never mind. Hello, everyone. Mark, thank you very much indeed for the raid. Welcome on in. You're here just in time for some technical difficulties, but that's all right. We'll get it all sorted in just a second. Thank you so much for the raid, Mark. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome on in. And indeed, hello to the quiz. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Welcome in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Guinevere, hello, hello. Guinevere Lancelittle, what a wonderful username. Hi. Is Crash Bandicoot stealing all your cables? Asks Mark. Apparently he has, because my camera is not displaying. So I'm just relaunching the camera software real quick. But anyways, how was your stream? What did you get up to today? Delinear, hello, hello. Welcome on in. Lovely to see you. Hope you're having a beautiful Monday. There we go. Okay, the camera should, with any luck, be back in the room with us. Hi. This is what my art looks like, by the way, for anyone who's new here. And indeed, for anyone who's new here, allow me to introduce myself. Hello, hello. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelsch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy game streams on Mondays and Thursdays, and I do cozy... No, that's not true. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays, and I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every very, very once in a while on Sundays as well. Today we're painting. We're painting this cozy little scene, hoping to get all of the little details done so it looks a little bit more, you know, done. That would be nice. And yeah, so that's what we're up to today. We literally just started, and we came in to some technical difficulties, and I do apologize for that. But let me get a shout out for the amazing Mark in the chat, if I may, who was playing Supermarket Simulator and pretended to work at a grocery store whilst chatting for a few hours. That sounds so cozy and so lovely. If you like cozy loveliness and very, very cool games as well, please go give Mark a follow if you're not already. He is a wonderful, wonderful human being and very cool to hang out with. He is a wonderful, wonderful human being. No echoes, please. Thank you. Anyways. Yeah, how are y'all doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. This is, for anyone who is not familiar, this is Terry. Terry is a Forg mage. He's a little froggy friend, and he lives in a very cozy cottage in the Enchanted Forest, and as you can see, this doesn't even scratch the surface of the number of books that this boy owns. He is certified book haver, this little buddy. And I just can't seem to get away from having to paint bookshelves, so that's what we're doing. Is it cold in the cottage I'm worried about, Terry, says Mark? Absolutely, it is not cold. It's very well insulated. Nice and cozy in the colder weather, but with adequate ventilation, because that's important. He's got a nice little fire going in the little fiery stove thing. I don't know. I didn't want to paint it because I didn't want to have to worry about that many light sources in one piece, or we'd be here for months. And I have commitments. I have stream-based art commitments very specifically for October, so we need to finish this piece before then. So our primary light source here is this little lamp up here, but he does indeed have a nice cozy fire as well. Guinevere says I have to drop for work reasons, but will likely be back in the near future, hopefully. Aw, thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate it. It was lovely to see you, Guinevere, and I hope that your work goes very, very well indeed. Thank you, thank you. There's both my thumbs. Thank you, thank you. Thank you indeed. But yeah, so that's what we're up to today. I have not started painting, as you can see. Bookshelves and light sources. Very bold of you, Sammy, says Lino. Listen, every day in every way I am becoming braver and braver as an artist. I am spreading my wings. I'm doing things that scare me. I'm giving myself interesting challenges. And I am trying to make my stuff gooder, as it were. And so that's where I'm at right now with all of the things. But it is a lot. Anyways, I took my hair down because I was annoyed by it being up, and now that it's down, I'm annoyed by it being down, so I put it back up in a bun, and I hope it's nice and secure, and just okay, that seems to be holding quite securely, so that'll be good. But yeah, I'll try my best. Anyways. Oh yeah. As for this little guy, so yesterday I crocheted a chicken. I haven't done I haven't done a lot of crocheting of little creatures ever, so it's jank as F. The gauge is slightly different from what the pattern was because I was using a different needle and, or hook rather, and yarn than they did. But I made a chicken. And, you know, all things considered, I'm pretty proud. I feel like it looks very different on either side. Depending on which side you look at, it does look very different, but, using some colors of scrap yarn I had about, I made a little chicken, which is why its comb is gold and its body is kind of, I don't know, like robin's egg blue. But there you have it. Is a little chicken. I think I might make a little friend for it, so I might try and make a second chicken, make it a little bit less jank. But if they're as jank as each other, I don't know. At least they'll have a friend, and that'll be nice. Anyway, so the chicken is going to be providing moral support for the stream today. I'm not sure whereabouts to put it so you can see it, but it's not going to get paint on it. Maybe if I just pop it up here in the corner. But it's kind of lying down, and you can't see its little face very well. Maybe I'll just stand it up. Okay, we have a chicken. We have a stream chicken today. I hope that's okay. Anyways, hey, Turnip, welcome in. How are you doing? It is wonderful to see you. How's your Monday? How was your weekend? Hello. And additionally, a further thank you for Mark again for rating. Right at the top of the stream. We really, really appreciate it. It's always wonderful to see you and your beautiful people, Mark. So thank you again. And if you're not following Mark, you can go do that right there. Anywho, in case anyone's curious as to what my artwork looks like when it's done, I can give you a little demo of that, which I will real quick before I get started. I haven't filled my paint water cup, which I need to do, but I'm on the old Instagrams. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, I have a bit of a history with bookshelves, in part due to this piece, which took an entire month to sketch and paint on stream just because of the sheer number of books and the sheer amount of detail that had to go into them. Was maybe a little bit silly of me, but you know what? I'm very proud that I did it. I'm so proud that I made an art print of it. I updated my shop about a week ago, in case anyone hasn't seen. There's a link to it there. Lots of affordable prints, inexpensive stickers. There are bookmarks now, and also pins, and possibly other goodies I'm forgetting about because it's a lot. But that's a thing you can do and have if you want to. I tried to put out a lot of like seasonally appropriate things for the autumn this time because it's my favorite part of the year, and I want to be able to celebrate that. No, Lino, no! Why? Why are you doing this to me? Oh, good lord. Oh, geez. I always, I'm starting to worry that this is like a terrible first impression for people coming into the stream for the first time, which is a feature of the stream. So our emotional support crochet chicken is going to go away for a minute. Also, please don't judge the chicken too hard. As I say, I've never really been a big, like, crocheter of character type things. I used to do, like, tea cozies and mittens and that kind of thing quite a bit. Um, but, uh, but I've never been a big crocheter of, like, characters. So this is a little bit jank, and I recognize this is a little bit jank, but you know what? This chicken is trying his best, okay? And personally, I genuinely love him very much. But anyways, as for Long Crack Bandicoot, God, what have I brought into the world? I feel bad about it. So if anyone who's not familiar, Terrible Drawing Time is a phenomenon that happens on this stream, wherein for 5,000 channel points. How do you have so many channel points, Lino? How? How do you keep having enough channel points for this? For 5,000 channel points, I have 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the Terrible Drawing canvas. Results may vary. I accept no responsibility for any psychic damage that may incur as a result of your terrible drawing. I reserve the right to turn down terrible drawing requests if they genuinely upset me. And they end up on a terrible drawing canvas like this, where all of the bad drawings go. And I still have 22,000, says Lino. You know what? Thank you for continuing to show up and hang out with me on stream. I'm really grateful, because if not, if people didn't show up to stream, I'd be Elgato doesn't want me to do this. That's the difference. I think at this point Elgato senses my dismay, and I need to inform it in no uncertain terms that I am being facetious. I do think this is very funny, and I look forward to trying to do it, but is it gonna be good? I don't know. I'm gonna try my best. Okay, camera should be back now. Let's hope that it holds up for the rest of the stream. Okay, so for anyone who isn't familiar with with Long Crack, basically, a couple of years ago, I was asked to draw Crash Bandicoot from memory. I've never played a Crash Bandicoot video game, so it went about as well as the emote that you see in chat. That's the original Crash Bandicoot sketch that I crudely colored in using the paint bucket tool in an old version of Photoshop. Mark says Elgato, more like Helgatno. Yeah, honestly, at this point, the fact that it's crashed twice today is very not cool of it. What the flip is going on? Normally it behaves. It's, you know what? I think it's acting out because we had a raid up top, and it knows that there's new people here, and it's just, it's expressing its behavioral issues all at once. Anyway, so Long Crack Bandicoot is that terrible drawing of Crash Bandicoot there, but imagine if he was just long for some reason. Like this, here he is trying to tie his shoes. It's horrifying. Anyway, so I have to attempt to draw this guy again in 5 minutes, doing a limbo. Okay. My moderator/spouse has texted a complicated and large question that I am not able to fully answer right now. So hopefully that's okay. I just texted back, I don't know. Let's get 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get 5 minutes on the clock and let us attempt to do the thing. Hello. Oh, you can see the reflection of my face. Hi, everybody. Okay, let's go. Now then, 5 minutes on the clock to draw. Oh, why? Okay, so this is going to be interesting. I'm going sideways for this because I feel like this is going to be the best way to attempt to do it. So this, oh god, this is gonna, I don't, nope. Okay, so we have the face of Nightmares with his little tooth. Is that where his tooth goes? I don't know anymore. And he's got an eye right here, and it is deeply cursed. You can, I need to start using my new pencil. I did actually get a new pencil. Have I started using it yet? No, I have not. But, never mind. Okay. Okay, so he is trying to, so he's gonna be trying to get under something. So, how does his butt, oh, how the heck is this gonna work? And he is, I don't know why he's long, and I don't like the fact that he's long. I don't like anything about this. This is extremely stressful for me. But it's what I was asked to do. So here we are. Okay, so he's got the other leg is probably sort of coming out because he's going for a little walkie here. Actually, maybe if I do it like this. So this knee is kind of bent that way, and he's got his little trainers on. Are they high tops? I don't remember. They are whatever I feel like today. He's got the cuffs on his cool kid jeans, which are here, and his arms are just gonna yes, okay, that's exactly what's happening here. His arms are just gonna kind of be like just little sort of noodles at his side. This is awful. This is so bad. He's wearing his little gloves. I don't know. Does Crash Bandicoot wear gloves? I don't know. I have never played. Listen, in my defense, I have never played a Crash Bandicoot game in my life. I am shocked that there is anyone still watching the stream at this point. You know what? This little guy is doing amazing. Is he wearing a belt? He's wearing a belt now. He's got little pockets on his jeansies and little back pockets, and it's a whole situation. And then there's like there's gonna be a little bar here that he's trying to clear, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Crack. I'm not convinced that you're gonna do it, but he's trying his best, and it is horrifying. Okay, there's nothing more I can do with this. Lino, this is for you, I guess. Why do you do this to me? I hope you're happy. I really do. Because I'm distressed now. The psychic damage. The self-inflicted psychic damage that I experienced because this is supposed to be a cozy place for cozy experiences. Are you feeling cozy right now, chat? Is everyone feeling cozy right now? I mean, if nothing else, you can look at my attempt at drawing Lapras from memory. That's nice. Anyways, Theo loves him, so that is good. Mark says, long Bandicoot. And I wholeheartedly agree. Lino says, I adore it. Thank you. I've been feeling like shit for days. Well, in that case, I genuinely hope that you're happy, and I also hope that you're feeling better. And if you're not feeling better, I hope that you're feeling better very, very soon. I genuinely do, my friend. And I hope this helps and not hinders. Honestly, I hope that this helps and not hinders. So, thank you for that. That was terrible drawing time. Thank you for taking me on this journey. Thank you. Thank you for this journey. And let's get back to painting, everybody. Thank you. Okay, where's the cover? The cover of this thing of paints is just fully come off. Not thing of paints, this thing of paper is just fully come off, but whatever. Anyways, much love, sweet peeps. Shut up, timer. Let's get on with this. Let's put our emotional support chicken back on screen. Let's get our painting nice and visible. I might end up needing to move the chicken at some point, but he's okay there for now. These are the paints that we're using today, as you can probably guess, because they look like the colors of the things in the painting. But this set is just such a vibe. For anyone who's missed it, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself for anyone who's here like most streams. For anyone who is not, this is I decided to take the idea of using like an anchor color to create a harmonized paint palette and just extend it to actually making like a permanent set of dry watercolor pans, wherein this was a very basic sort of Roy G. Biv plus brown and black rainbow, to which I added, I think about 0.4 of a gram to 1 gram each of Lunar Red Rock paint, which is this gorgeous, very warm brownish red color. So I've added that to each of the colors of the rainbow, and that's produced this very autumn leaves colors, a very like rich green, this very purpley blue, and then a very burgundy violet, and then very warm brown and warm black. And obviously this is Lunar Red Rock itself, which is such a pretty color. And it's been very fun to work with. It's a very autumn winter vibe, I feel like. It just has that like coziness and warmth of like being, you know, nice and comfy indoors with a warm beverage on a cold day. It has been, I don't know what the weather's like where y'all are. It has been just torrential all day today. Absolutely tipping it down. I'm pretty sure it's not likely to, I think the thinking is that it's going to be pretty nasty again tomorrow. Possible flood risks. And I say this because I was supposed to have a meeting I was going to not go to it, but I was supposed to have a meeting tomorrow. But it looks like it's been canceled because the weather sucks. And it is potentially unsafe to go out in. So, yeah. So I guess question for flip's sake. Okay, question for the chat. My question for the chat today is, do you prefer like a bright, sunny, blue skies, no clouds day, or do you prefer it's gray and overcast and rains all day? If you had to choose between those two extremes, which one would you pick? That's my question for the chat today. Just out of curiosity. Jenga, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome. Jen says, happy time zone. Happy time zone to you too. Hello. Yes, it's time to see this watercolor come to life even more. I'm so sorry that my camera broke down right after you typed that, but we'll be back in just a second. Oh, beans. Anyway, Saul, hello. I've been informed that I have 47.2 thousand very good internet. That is a lot of internet points, Saul. Also, hi. Hi, welcome in. Rain forever, says Theo. Dystopian fire night? Okay, that's terrifying. Pitter patter rain, let's go, says Mark. Hell yeah. Excellent choice. Gray every time, says Lino. Rain is better, says Soul. Yes. I feel like I'm in good company. I mean, if you do prefer like a bright sunny day, I love you and I support you. I'm also inclined to disagree, but also it kind of depends on how much do I have to leave the house that day. That's the thing. I ask these questions and I'm like, what do you prefer? And then my answer is it depends. I don't like going out in the super bright sunlight. You know what? Okay. Adding another level of complication. I love the rainy days, and when it's, you know, when there's some drizzle, that's fine with me. I had to splurge and buy myself a new raincoat this year because my old raincoat that I'd had for I think about 10 years was literally disintegrating. So, sunlight. So that's what it's called. I keep calling it dystopian fire night. I see. I understand. But yeah, so I bought myself a new raincoat for hopefully at least the next 10 years because my god, a good raincoat is not inexpensive. And I wanted to get something that would last a good long time. So I'm set up for that. But when you're like, oh man, it's been really humid, and then the rain comes and it stops being humid, and that's so nice. But then the rain stops and the sun comes out and there's no wind to move, sort of, you know, when like the damp is starting to sort of evaporate into the air from the sun, you get this sudden like crush of like very thick hot humidity if there isn't any wind to kind of keep that moving. And that I don't enjoy. In my mind, I always think to myself, oh, good, it's been humid, but now it's going to rain. And once the rain clears, the humidity is going to go away with it. Because all of that humidity just concentrated enough to become a rainfall. And once that's done, it'll be gone. But then no, because there's all of the water that's seeped into the ground and onto the pavement that then gets back into the air. And if there's no wind to move it along, it can feel very thick and oppressive. I don't like that, but I do like the rain. This is a very complicated answer to what was supposed to be a nice, simple question for the chat. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm going to take a sip of my beverage. And then I'm going to try and decide on what I should do here next. I feel like it wants to be shaded and then line weighted. I feel like I want to shade things and then line weight. And if this looks really flat and strange, it's because there's no shading and no line weight. I could get away with not shading this, but if I were to do this as a lineless art style, this just looks incomplete, I feel like. I love other people's lineless art styles, but they also do things in different ways to the way I do things, which presuppose that I'm going to be adding lines. Anyways. Oh, also, only 40 minutes into chat, I should introduce my beverages for today. I have what's left of a coffee. This is... The name of this particular coffee is Sol de Mañana, and it is from Bolivia. It's a washed coffee, but it's one of the funkiest washed coffees I've ever had. I swear to gosh. I should actually go on the website and see if they have any more details about what the deal is with this coffee. Because it's definitely got sort of like a slightly almost, you know, when you get a coffee that's got, you know, the fermentation of it has given it almost sort of boozy like funkiness to it, which sounds bad, but it's not. It's delicious if that's something that you enjoy in your coffee, and I do. All right, we've got a question. Jen wants to know, what is a washed coffee? All right, so the two sort of basic process, it has to do with how the beans were processed before they were roasted. So this is processing that takes place at or like at a facility near the farms where the beans were grown before they are sent elsewhere to, you know, sort of to whoever has bought the raw beans to be roasted. So the two basic ones are natural and washed. A natural coffee, so basically once it's been harvested, it needs to be dried and fermented and all of this stuff that goes on. And there are two basic ways of going about it. I'm this is very long-winded, but basically, you can either do it a natural style, which means leaving the fruit on the outside of the coffee seed, because the coffee bean is actually a seed. It's what's harvested is a coffee cherry. So leaving the fruit on the outside of the seed and letting that dry and ferment, which will imbue it with some of that fruitiness into the coffee and give it potentially a slightly more fermented, funky flavor to it, versus a washed coffee where all of the fruity bits are washed off of the seed before it continues its processing. So like the first thing they do is get rid of that instead of letting it sort of sit and dry out with that attached to it, which can create different flavor profiles for the coffee. Normally a washed coffee has less of that funkiness. It has a cleaner flavor, whereas you tend to get more sort of fruitiness from fruitiness and kind of funkiness from a natural coffee. That's the basics. I am pretty nerdy about this stuff, and I do apologize if that is a way longer answer than you wanted or needed. And I do apologize. But so much for asking. Because I love talking about that stuff. Alrighty. Let's paint. Jen says, so Arabica coffee is generally already a generally bitter taste. Oh, okay. Bitterness. Bitterness is more of a generally roast level. And also how it's extracted. But sorry, this is a large question. Largely bitterness comes from roast level, I would say. So, like, the more roasty your coffee is, the more likely it is to have more of that bitterness, in my experience. So, like, you know, if you look at like a bag of coffee or something, and it has like the roast level on it, like light, medium, dark, or like a rating out of 5, if it has a higher number, it's probably more likely to be more bitter, if that makes sense. I hope that helps. But that's more to do with how it's roasted and less to do with how the beans are processed at the source, I think. Hopefully. Hopefully that makes sense. It can also be more bitter if you make your coffee too strong, so you over extract your coffee beans. That can also make a coffee that is more bitter. Versus if you under extract your coffee, it can kind of taste a little bit sour, actually. Anyways, Jen says, yo, I love learning about coffee stuff. Hell yeah! I did one of my final upper division papers on the sustainability of coffees, and it's totally, that is totally cool. I love that. That's awesome. That's very, very cool. I love that. Anyways, hi, Hebrew. Welcome in. Welcome to Sammy Rambles About Coffee Hours. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. How's your Monday going? And hello. Okay. I have to decide what I need to do here, which is no small feet. And indeed, just like a hobbit, I have reasonably large feet for my body. Anywho, I think I'm gonna start plopping in some little shadowy doodahs, but it's not gonna be easy or fun. So, let's see how we can do. For instance, this floor color was a brown that I mixed up from like a buttload of these other colors. And now I need to figure out how to recreate it, but make it a little bit darker to make a shadow. So that'll be interesting. I have filled my water bottle. I did have a little bottle of intentional paint cup water over there on my desk. Forgot I did that and just filled it from my actual water bottle, which is Deadpool. Oops. Anyways, it's fine. This may shock y'all, but I am sometimes I feel like an inexperienced little baby when it comes to doing artworks, which is probably real silly because I've been doing artwork for literally gazillions of years at this point. But also not to talk too much about my formal education, but I did not do an art degree when I went to university, as you can probably guess from looking. And as such, most of my education in art has been very informal and very much from out of the school, shall we say, well, let's just say fluff around and find out. Very much the fluff around and find out school of trying to do artworks and what all that entails. So, how shall I do this? Okay, if I kind of go this way, I just want a little bit of a shadow under this bookcase. It doesn't need to be too much of an anything, but just this bookcase is here. So let's just get not too much water.
Attention.
Twitch user Sammy Kelch.
Hello.
Shoppers.
Jam! Hello, Jam. Welcome in. You're just in time for me trying to faff around and shade some stuff. It's not going very well. Anyways, hi everybody. Welcome in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. My camera's still working. That's great. It's died twice so far this stream. But hello, Jam. Welcome in, everybody. How you doing? How was your stream? It's wonderful to see you. Let me get a shout out for Jam here. James B. Barrow. How did your stream do and go? What'd you get up to? All that jazz. Or if you want me to stop yelling, that's also fine. But hello, everyone. Welcome in. And hello to all of the people who are here. Hello, Mash. Hello, Maggie. Hello, Zavi. Hello, hello. Hello, Silly Cat. Hello, Jam, of course. Hello. Biscuit. Hello, Biscuit. Hello. Sorry, I butchered your username. I do apologize. Hello, Smudgers. Hello, Kirsty. Hello, Zavi. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Rex. Hello, Casa. Hello, friends. How's it going? Kirsty, that is a big boy. Is this Jam's beautiful new emotes? Oh, y'all, these are beautiful. Anyways, so I was hanging out in Jam's stream for a little bit earlier while I was working on other stuff, and Kirsty says, "Meet Jerry." Hi, Jerry. It's nice to see you. Jerry's amazing. Jam says, "Hello, Sammy. Lovely art you've got there." You too, Jam. Everyone, please appreciate Jam's beautiful new emotes, including that very shiny bee butt and the incredible photographer bee. These are so stinking cute, Jam. They are amazing, and I love them with my entire heart. Y'all, if you're not following Jam, did I already do a shout out? I forget if I already did a shout out. I hold on. If you're not following Jam, go do that. If you love cool artworks and chatting about stuff and neat game things and all kinds of good times, and bees, obviously bees, like, get a load of that shiny little behind in the chat. Oh my goodness gracious. It is heckin' cute. Please, please, please do go give Jam a follow because he's great. For anyone who's just come in, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays, and I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every very once in a while on a Sunday as well. Today we are painting this jolly little Forg mage, doing his thing, reading a nice book in his cozy little study in his enchanted forest cottage, as you do, with about a gazillion books. Believe it or not, this is a small number of books for me to be painting. It really, genuinely it is. Genuinely, this is a small number of books for me to have painted. Oops. Anyways, thank you so much for sharing your amazing new emotes, Jam. They're so good. They're so good. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that I can put them on screen. I don't know if I can. I don't know if it's possible for me to can. Maybe if I hold up. Okay, this is gonna get weird for just a second. This is gonna get extremely meta, but I'm gonna try something. I don't know if this is gonna break the stream. This is like typing Google into Google, but if this works, then that'll be super rad. Anyways. But yeah, I am no stranger to painting bookshelves, by the way. Cause here's some bookshelves I've painted, which is a not insignificant number. But here's my stream. Just for anyone who is not able to see chat but can see the stream, please appreciate somebody somewhere posted like a big boy one, but it doesn't seem to be working. Anyways, oh, that's so broken. I love it. That's hilarious. Okay, anyways. But anyways, there's Jerry. Very adorable. We love to see it. Taking pictures of all the way things. It's Artception. I've never done. Oh God, it's still going. This is so funny. Anyways, I just wanted you to be able to see the behind. Get a load of that beehive doing a little dance. Anyways, now you can see that hopefully. So this is the most cursed thing that's ever happened on this stream. I genuinely hope that you're happy. Anyways, I broke it. So Firebird, thank you so much for following. Infinite stream. Listen, was it worth it? Was it worth it? I think it was, because I really wanted y'all to be able to see Jam's amazing emotes, even if you cannot see the chat. So, we did that. Stream on stream, says Jen. That was something. Oh. Well, I'm never doing that again, so I hope you enjoyed it. Oh my god, this is a cozy place for cozy people. Also, yesterday I crocheted a chicken for the first time. Marvel at the artistry of this little creature. It's so janky, but you know what? I am kind of proud of this little chicken. I am kind of proud. It is by no means the fault of the pattern, which is perfect. That's just me. Anyways. Splash says, crochet chicken, so cute. Aw, thank you. Chicken says thank you. Chicken wants to give you a little kiss. Mwah. Okay. Alright, okay. Alright. Anyways, I did have a question of the day for chat, and I will ask the question again now that we've had some new folks come in, some lovely new faces, some cool people in the chat, some more peoples. I will ask you today's question, which is in no way influenced by what's happening outside today. It super is. And again, I do indulging in the extremely British pastime of talking about the weather. I would like to know, if you had to choose between a perfect, bright, sunshiny day with not a cloud in the sky, clear blue skies, and a big, bright ball of sun up in the sky, versus it is gray and just continuously rainy all day. Not a single sign of sun, and just clouds and clouds and rain and rain. Which one are you picking? Ew, outside, says Kirsty. I mean, that's me. Despite my love of nature, I feel like a lot of the time I kind of love nature in like a very theoretical way. I can't really be out and about in the nature for more than like a few hours before I start to get itchy and I need to go home. I need to go sit at a cafe and have a cream tea. What season are we talking about, says Jen? I'm gonna go with autumn, because that's the season that it is where, in the hemisphere that I'm in right now. So it's not, right, it's September here in the UK, so we have a few days where it's still like 20-something out there and quite warm, but for the most part it's kind of starting to cool down. The temperature's in the teens, the rain is falling, and it's a little bit gray. Do I have to be outside, says Splash. I posed this question and then I realized that there are actually a lot of conditions that kind of influence my answer. Am I going to have to be walking a great distance? Because in that case, I'm going to struggle with my feet not getting soaked if it's absolutely, tipping it down with rain. But on the other hand, I hate natural sunlight. It gives me headaches almost instantaneously. And it damages my skin, so I don't enjoy that very much. But, it's difficult. Sunny, only because you can get golden hour in the autumn, and that kicks ass. Oh, I do love a good golden hour. But I feel like in general, for a lot of the photography and filming that I need to do, for things like my YouTube videos, the extreme... The fact that the sun... it can sort of exists on a very extreme level for a large part of the year this north in the world makes it really hard to film with good natural light. And that's a real pain in the backside when I'm trying to film YouTube videos. See also the one video where the light changes like 5 times because it took me a couple hours to film it, and I kept having to readjust the light because it kept getting weird. Anyways, Jen says, for autumn, give me that bright sunny sky. I'm not a fan of the wet leaves everywhere and getting my shoes soaked through. Yeah, the soaking shoes, not so good. The soaking clothes, not so good. I'm very grateful to presently have a really good raincoat, because I bought a raincoat a couple months ago. But, overcast good for general photography, says Kirsty, but the contrast and color of the sun can give at different times of day is good for variety. Very, very true. I think if I did more... I think for my photography stuff, I sometimes get really bored with like, oh, I'm gonna go someplace cool and take some really beautiful photos of like the environment, and then it just ends up being really flat and overcast the whole time. I'm like, oh, well, this isn't gonna make for some interesting dynamic lighting in any of my pieces. Great. But on the other hand, if I'm like, in a practical sense, if I'm trying to film something for YouTube, then I would rather the sun isn't like shining a super bright laser beam directly onto one half of my face, because that's really hard to balance for, and I end up looking like crap. Here's my YouTube channel, by the way. I do have one. This is my regular YouTube channel where I make weird deep dives and recipe videos. It's a strange place, but we have fun there, hopefully. The last video was real cheeky. I think you might like it. Anyways, I had a lot of fun making it. I don't know. The algorithm didn't like it for reasons I could have predicted and did, but I did it anyways, and it was worth it. Anyways, Aoife says, hey, Sammy, hey, everybody. Hey, Aoife, how's it going? Welcome on in. It's lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. Question for today. Would you prefer a day that is bright sunshine, not a cloud in the sky, blue skies, all that jazz, or a day where it is gray and rainy all day? What is your preference? You are allowed to give conditions. Your answer can be conditional. It's all good. Yeah, you tell that algorithm, Rex. I'm trying my best and I'm not very good at it. Anywho. But yeah, it is very wet today. And I don't mind that. I'm not a big fan of... Wow. Rex? Are you sure? Rex, are you sure? Rex has redeemed a terrible drawing time from me. Now, if you've come into the stream recently and this is your first time here, just brace yourself for what you're about to see. Can you remember egg? Egg can mean so many things, Rex, and I'm not sure which one it does. And I'm supposed to do this from memory, so, oh boy. If you are seeing this for the first time, I just want to tell you I'm sorry that you have to look at it now. Egg? Asks Splash, apparently so. Exclamation mark egg in the chat. Did you know that a sunfish can release up to 300 million eggs when it spawns? I am not drawing all 300 million. I do not have that much time. I've only got 5 minutes to do it. Many distractions. Hello, welcome in. This is indeed excellent. Yes. Aoife is very dependent on the temperature. Today was sunny and nice with 25 to 30-ish. Oh, damn. I was cycling for 9 hours straight. And all the ice cream shops were closed on my... Who do we need to leave angry, like, TripAdvisor reviews for? That's just mean of them. What the heck? What the heck? No. I'm so sorry to hear that. Anyways, I've had a terrible drawing time request for simply and generically egg. So, I'm gonna put 5 minutes on the clock now and see how my egg drawing skills are doing. I guess. Oh, I'm gonna not unlock my phone on stream. Don't look at anyways, I typed in those... I can tell you right now I did not type those numbers incorrectly. So, don't unlock my phone for me. I'm gonna have to delete that from the VOD. Anyway. Oh, what a disaster. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock. 5 minutes on the clock. Starting now. Hopefully. No, now. Hopefully. There we go. Okay, I'm going to attempt to draw egg. After the summer, I was glad for the rain and storms we had the last week or so, says Aoife. Yeah, I believe it. In general, I remember early summer suffering and wishing for rain. Can't remember a time where I was nearly as desperate for the sun to return. Mood. Rex, no! Even since I just made coffee and dunked a bunch of ice cream in there, so I'm a happy bun. Oh, that sounds really good. Okay, but I have to attempt to draw egg. And I don't know if this is... I don't know if this is what you had in mind, but this is where my mind is going. So I'm going to attempt, if I can, to kind of get a little... It's a big old mountain, and we've got sort of a... like a nasty situation happening up in here. Nice and cozy. Gonna kind of give it a nice nest texture if I can. Like so. Gonna get some craggy mountain crags happening on the mountaintop, and then on top of that I'm going to attempt to draw the shape of an egg. Oh, get a load of that egg. That's a terrible egg. Oh no. Oh no. Anyways, everything is ruined. Chat, please be nice to me. I am very tired and my brain is not running correctly. But I'm going to get some nice big polka dots on this egg. I don't know if this is the kind of egg that you had in mind, but it's the kind of egg that I've decided to draw. And I'll tell you for why. I just saw the word egg, and when I saw the word egg, I thought of, if you've ever played the Nintendo game Link's Awakening, which I have, there is this very dramatic bit at the beginning where there's there's text that appears on screen, and you think it's going to be something super profound and it's simply the word egg, just in quite a small font as well. It just says egg, and I don't know why, but that just absolutely sends me every time I see it. Is so freaking funny. I don't think it's meant to be funny, but damn, it's funny. So I'm drawing egg because of that, and the Link's Awakening egg is a good egg. says Rex. Oh, good. I'm glad that. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dot. I'm pretty sure that's how it's written in the titles of the game as well. It's like ... egg ... which is just, I don't know. Is it supposed to be mysterious? I don't know. I just literally nothing but the word egg appears on screen, and it's so funny to me that that's what I've decided to draw here. I'm gonna shade in this mountain as well, just very simply. It's not very good shading, but you know, I've only got 5 minutes, so I kind of need to get a move on here. At least hopefully you'll be able to tell that this is a mountainous situation. I don't know. Anyways, I am honestly amazed that I'm still able to draw with this super teeny tiny little pencil. I am going to switch pencils as soon as I can't, and I'm sure it will be soon. Egg, says Jam. Yes, Jam. Egg. Link's Egg Awakening says funny distractions. It is. I did enjoy that game. I really did. One of my favorite things about that game, the aesthetic, the Nintendo Switch version, which they've got a new Zelda game coming out that is in the same sort of aesthetic world as Link's Awakening was. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it looks really, really fun. But apart from the aesthetic, my favorite thing about Link's Awakening was there's an area of the game called Animal Village, and if you go to Animal Village, it has this little song, but the melody of the song is played out in like little dog barks and cat meows. It's so funny. It's like ruff, 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 ruff. It's so silly. Oh goodness, I love the modern top-down Zelda aesthetic. Says Rex, right? It is so stinking cute. That's terrible drawing time. Here is your egg, and I hope you're. Would you come into focus? There you go. Here is your egg. I hope you're happy. That was fun. That was fun. I don't know if that's what you wanted from egg, but that's what I did. So I did briefly contemplate doing 300 million ocean sunfish eggs and decided that we did not have time for that within the 5-minute time frame that I give myself for terrible drawing time. So that was a sadly no for me. But never mind. Oh, goodness gracious. I used to be in a channel with an egg Buttspot, says Eva Good Times, R.I.P. Buttspot. Is Buttspot dead? I've never had Buttspot on this channel, but I have been on many another person's channel that had some variation on the old Buttspot. I did not realize that Buttspot was no longer with us. Buttspot was always... Buttspot sometimes really did not have a good grasp of, like, situational appropriateness, I feel. There were definitely times when Buttspot, that's not, you know, someone would be talking to something about with a reasonable amount of gravitas to it, and Buttspot would come in and be like, I don't know, someone would be in chat being like, oh yeah, I'm in the hospital recovering, I just had my tonsils removed, and Buttspot would be like, I'm in the hospital, I'm recovering, I just got my butt removed or something. But, like, Buttspot, no. Kirsty says, I got tired of it calling me Buttsty. Oh, Kirsty, no! So I disappeared, Buttspot. That's very valid of you. That's very rude of Buttspot. That's not your name. That's not your name. So no. Rex says it was killed a while ago in a rule change to fight bots. Oh, I see. Thank you for the explainer, Rex. Jam says Buttspot died because bots can no longer be in a ton of channels. I see. I understand. That makes a lot more sense. Mr. Hangman, hello, welcome in. More like Buttspot, yes. Buttspot, you will be missed, I suppose. There's a limit of like 50 channels at once, says Rex. Oh, I see. And of course, Buttspot was, at least in my experience, ubiquitous enough that, and I don't follow that many people. I mean, I do follow quite a lot of people on Twitch, but in the grand scheme of Twitch, I don't follow that many people. So the number of people I know who used Buttspot versus the number of people on Twitch, there would be way more than that using Buttspot simultaneously, I'm sure. It's basically banned, I think, because there's, Aphis is the limit of the amount of channels a bot can be active in, and the guy who made it just doesn't have time to rewrite it in a way that would still be allowed. That's fair. Yeah, Cassis sounds like, I have a serious illness would become, I have a serious buttness. Which, I mean, I do have a serious buttness, but you know, that's a whole other conversation. We don't need to have to anyways. Rex says, as far as that goes, probably don't open 50 different Twitch tabs at once. You may get banned. I already have way too many browser tabs open in my main browser window. Like, if I tried to open 50 Twitch tabs at once, I feel like something would go wrong. I tap out at about 3 or 4. If there are 3 or 4 streamers that I really all want to say hi to, I may have 3 or 4 tabs open at once. But 50, probably not. I wouldn't recommend it. How could you keep up with that many? I can barely keep up with like 1 sometimes. Sometimes I lurk. For someone who streams, I lurk a lot. Because I want to see my buddies and people I think are cool, and I want to hang out there, but a lot of the time I don't actually have the social energy to chat a lot once I've kind of tapped it out actively actually speaking on my own stream, so I lurk a lot. Anyways, yeah. Ephis is, when I was new to Twitch, it took me a solid week or 2 to realize Buttspot is a bot and not just a guy really sticking to his joke. And it literally has the word bot in its name. Also fair. Oh goodness. Biscuit says, my phone has Chrome tab amount showing up as that's just a smiley face. It goes to that after 99. That is, you know what, that's a good number of tabs. It just eventually, I love the fact that it just eventually goes, ha ha! We don't know. Mr. Hangman says, maybe that's a joke. People think it's a bot, but it's really just one guy with 50 tabs open, and he thinks that's just really funny. Oh my god, imagine keeping up that lie. Well, not lie, but that, like, performance, I suppose. That's so much. That's so much. I cannot imagine that. That would just be wild. I can't even do 2, says Rex. If there's people I really want to support, I'll mute it, and it's not there. And keep watching who I want once. I will sort of jump back and forth between, like, a couple of streams. Like, I'll have, like, 3 or 4 tabs open. I'll sort of hang around in one for, like, 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll sort of go say hi to another one for a bit. But I can't really keep up with more than 2 conversations at once, because then I get overwhelmed. But yeah. Anyways, Indigo, hello, 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 hello. It's lovely to see you, and welcome on in. I hope you're having a very good Monday. The question for the chat today is, if you had to choose between a very, very, very sunny day, super bright sunlight, not a single cloud in the sky, super blue skies, sunshine galore all day, or it's overcast and raining all day, absolutely no sign of sun, which would you choose? You're allowed to impose conditions. It's all good. If it's muted, doesn't it not count you as a viewer? It has to be at like 1 or 2% volume, I think, says Mr. Hangman. I genuinely don't know. Kirsty says that's an old misconception. You do still count. Interesting. Firebird says if the tab is muted, like you can do an Opera GX, it still counts you as a viewer. Okay. Jam is doing a lurk, which is fair enough. You've probably got a lot of post-stream decompression and snacking and napping to do. And thank you very much again for the raid, Jam. I really do appreciate you sharing this, whatever this nightmare is, with your lovely community. And thank you again. Have a lovely, lovely lurk and a wonderful rest of your day. And congrats on your adorable new emotes. I love them so much. Anywho, Mr. Hangman says, oh, tab muting is okay. I forget I can do that. Muting the stream itself makes you not count as an active viewer. Still a viewer, just not an active one. I have no idea how any of that counts towards, like, numbies and analyticos. I very much don't. If I just mute my computer, I don't think it can know that. And sometimes I do that. Anyways. Especially if I'm AFK, but, you know, like, say it's a stream that I want to support, so I will just pop a tab on, and even though I'm going to stick the kettle on or something. I thought Twitch had come out ages ago and said that's no longer true, says Kirsty. Interesting. I don't really feel like I have a way to, like, test that out very well, but I'd be super interested. But also in the grand scheme of things, I don't know. What makes a difference, what doesn't make a difference, question marks. What Twitch says and what they do tends to be different, says Firebird. Ah! There's layers going on here. Kisma Envy, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're having a great Monday. Eva has finished her coffee with ice cream, but my cycling has left me in need of sugar, it seems. Gotta get that energy back. Never had a float before. Still just dunked ice cream and Coke and see what will happen. Oh, I used to love floats. So there was a brief period of my life where I was working in a cafe's bakery. And at the end of so I was getting up fairly early in the morning, like stupid early in the morning, and going to work in the bakery and then finishing my work day around 1 p.m. And when my workday was done, I would go up to the cafe section. I would pop behind the bar, and because they also made all of their own ice creams, and they had, like, an array of ice cream flavors available, I wish I got to work in the ice cream lab, because I think I would have enjoyed that more than the bakery. That's a long story. I rage quit that job. But one thing that I did enjoy was at the end of my work day, I would go behind the bar. I would get myself like a fountain, you know those like seltzer guns? They had those guns to pour your soft drinks. And I would pour myself a soft drink and I would put just whatever flavor of ice cream I fancy into it. And it was such a nice way to finish the day, because it was also the summertime when I was working there. And it was really nice. But yeah, that's like that's like the one thing I miss about that job, is getting to have just like floats on tap, because they were really delicious. And you know, when it's the end of a work day and your job just makes you cry, it's a nice bit of a consolation to have at least a pleasant creamy ice cream fizzy beverage at the end of it. 0 out of 10 do not recommend working there. It was awful. Anyways, but enough about that. Right. Can I have? I'm just, okay. Just getting some little... Can I just get a little bit of a shadow under this table? Just a little bit of a one. No? Maybe? I just want it to... I would like it to behave, if at all possible. Unless you work in tier production, your job should not make you cry. I'm happy you quit, says Aoife. This was well over 10 years ago, just so you know. I managed to get myself into a much better position after that, doing other things elsewhere. And now I get to paint things on the internet for very small parts of a living. And I'm happy with that. Parts of that. By the way, my shop recently updated. In case anyone's curious. Got a lot of very autumnal, Halloween-y stuff up there right now, and yeah, there's a lot of creatures and cozy vibes, and it's pretty gay. So if that's what you're into, there's a link in the chat. I'm gonna mute my mic for just a second. One moment, please. Where's my mic? There we go. 1 second. Rex wants to know, does operating a bandsaw count as terror production, at least in some pronunciation? Sure. Let's go with sure. Okay. Shadow. Just a little one. Oh, come on. Okay, that'll do. Doesn't need to be much of a shadow. Just a bit of one. Onion shortage has left the tier industry in shambles, says Indigo. Oh no! Oh disaster! Oh no, not the onions. Heck. Though that being said, I very much, I don't know about y'all, but I came from a very cooks everything from scratch household. Like my mama was a very cooks everything from scratch kind of cook. And so, you know, I learned a good amount about cooking from that household, from my parents and all that jazz. But that being said, it was also kind of a struggle when I ventured out onto my own as a grown-up and cooking my own stuff, because I am so sensitive to onions. Like, my eyes cry so easily from chopping onions and slicing onions and dealing with raw onions in any way, shape, or form as a part of my cooking. That for a long time I was just like, you know, what if I could just not put onions in this? And then I discovered frozen chopped onions, y'all. There is nothing if you're making like a soup or a pasta sauce or a curry or whatever, frozen chopped onions are your best friend. It saves you time. It saves you tears. There's literally nothing bad about frozen chopped onions. They are great. Hydrant, thank you very much for the hydration. I am going to have a sip. I've been drinking coffee, but I'm going to have a sip of my water because it is the most hydrating. Oh, that's Deadpool's butt. I'm going to have a sip of my water because that's the most hydrating thing I have. Anyways. Okay. Ooh, we have a wonderful, terrible drawing from Indigo. Alright, here we go again, I suppose. Who wants to see Baba and Kiki? Very fun. If you're not familiar with these characters, there is an amazing little video game called Baba Is You, which I wholeheartedly recommend. I did play it on stream a few years ago. I had a great time with it. I mean, I was terrible at it, and I'm sure people did not enjoy seeing me suffer trying to figure stuff out, but it is very, very, very fun. Very sort of like interesting problem-solving, sort of puzzle-based gameplay. Also, I should explain, terrible drawing time is this thing that we're doing here where for 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas. This was my attempt at drawing Lapras, and this was my attempt at drawing Egg. And this was Sliggoo, the Pokemon, I believe. I can't believe this canvas is filling up already. Anyways, I've been asked to draw Baba and Kiki. So I will try and remember what they look like from memory, and I am 100% sure that I'm going to get it wrong. But I will try. And I do recommend playing the game Baba Is You. I'm sure it's available on most places, and wherever it is available, it's not that expensive, and it is, if you like sort of make you use your brain puzzle-y type problem-solving gameplay, it is very, very fun. Anyways, Rex says, I chop my potatoes up with an apple slicer, saves so much time you get a bonus round potato from the center where the core would go. Rex, that is amazing! And I love that idea. That's so fun. Okay, to keep you all updated, I now have a sugar rush, says Aoife. I'm not surprised. You just had an ice cream Coke. I love Egg, says Theo. Thank you, Theo. Egg loves you too. Okay, we're starting the timer again for 5 minutes for Baba and Kiki. Starting now. Let's go. Very out-of-the-box braining in Baba game. Great. Yeah, basically in order to solve the puzzle, you actually have to change, like, the game's logic. So it will tell you, you know, sort of like, you'll have things like rock is push and gate is closed, and you'll have to, like, manipulate the terms of the game. So you might you can move these letters around, basically, so you can change it to say, like, gate is push, and then you can push the gate open and go get, you know, sort of the whatever the winning condition is, like a flag or whatever, to win. I'm not explaining it very well, but it is very, very, very fun. So let's attempt to draw. I'm pretty sure that Baba looks is kind of like something like this sort of creature. I want to say that no, that's not what, oh my god, what does Baba look like? I looked at it for hours playing this silly little game, and can I remember what it looks like? Can I heck? Maybe I should start with Kiki, because I'm pretty sure I remember what Kiki looks like. So there are two little characters that you embody, essentially, in this game. Baba is kind of the main one, and then there's also Kiki that's a bit more the most simplistic of the two, and is kind of just like a little I can't remember if Kiki's got feet. I think maybe Kiki's got feet, so I'm gonna give Kiki some feet. And they look kind of like this. That's Kiki. Who's Baba, says Mr. Hangman. Baba is you, says Indigo. No, I'm Hangman, says Mr. Hangman. Mr. Hangman says, I can cut the amount of work I've been doing by so much if I get a stencil printer. Ooh, you should do that. Or at least a handheld stencil cutter. You should do that. That sounds really cool. Stencil sounds fun. That sounds very, very fun. Okay, so Baba is kind of like... So Kiki is kind of upright on two legs. Baba is kind of like... I think you can see all of the legs. So I'm going to do it more like that. I feel like that's more correct. And then it's kind of like that. So Baba's on all fours and Kiki is on all twos. And they look like this, respectively. Kind of, but probably not at all. But I'm pretty sure I'm remembering correctly that Baba has 4 visible legs. And I hope they're okay. I'm gonna add a little additional... Just some I'm gonna add some puzzle game conditions here. This is the kind of wording that you get in the game. This is art is win. So I drew an art, therefore we win. Will you come into focus, please? Thank you. Art is win. There we go. Baba is you. Kiki is friend. Art is win. I hope you're happy. That was really fun to do. That was very, very fun to do. Possibly one of the less cursed things I've done on this terrible drawing canvas. But yeah, Jern, hey, how's it going? Lovely to see you. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Today we are asking if you had to endure a day of like bright sunshine and clear blue skies with not a single cloud all day, or it's gray and cloudy and not a single sign of sun all day and it's raining, which would you prefer? You're allowed to impose conditions just to make it easier. Indigo says, I actually didn't know you knew about Baba. Well, I'm sorry. Because this might have gone very, very different. It would have gone very, very different if I hadn't played the game before. But let me see if I can pull up a picture of the sort of game art so you have an idea of what it looks like. Hopefully this works. Yay, it works. Okay. Alright, so this is my attempt at drawing Baba and Kiki from memory. From Baba Is You, which I wholeheartly recommend if you haven't played it. And it's the kind of thing that you're into. If you like that sort of like puzzle-based, problem-solving type of game, it is a very, very, very good time. But yeah. Jern says, it's gray and cloudy today and it's making me feel slumped, so clear blue skies it is for me. That is fair. Mr. Hangman says, I prefer rain, because then I don't feel guilty about spending all day inside and working on stuff. That is also very much a good mood. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, sweet. Mr. Hangman is doing paper stop motion. That is so cool. I love stop motion. I love the fact that you animate stuff. Animation is so cool to me. It's not going well. I haven't been able to complete a single puppet yet, but you're still working on it, which is really, really heckin' cool. I love that for you. That is, honestly, animation is wizardry, and you're doing amazing. But let's do a little side-by-side compare so we can see. This is my attempt at drawing the little guys from Baba Is You, and then I will pop with my thumb in there to try and get it in focus. This is my attempt at drawing the little guys from Baba Is You, and this is what they actually look like. Alright, so I did correctly remember that Baba, Kiki is asleep in this photo, which they are not normally. But at least I did correctly remember that you can indeed see all 4 of Baba's little leg feets. But I didn't quite remember their body shape correctly, so I do apologize to Baba for that. But all things considered, I don't think that's a terrible... Come on, focus. My camera is really having a bad day today. I don't know why. But it's also been quite frame ratey. I do apologize if you're seeing like the frame ratiness on camera. It's not normally this frame ratey. I don't know what's going on. I might need to just reset it a bit on BRB, because I think I'm gonna drop a super quick BRB once I've finished kind of shading this in just a little bit more. Just get as little paint as I can on here and just do a little shade glaze back here. Just because it ought to be a little bit darker under the chair, I think. That makes sense. There. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Anyways, I'm gonna drop a super quick BRB, and then we will continue trying to get this thing done. Baba is you, Kiki is sleep, says Indigo. I am sleep. No, I'm not sleep. I'm not sleep yet. But I will be sleep later. But I'm not sleep on stream. I don't think that's allowed, and we're not violating the TOS today. Anyways, I'm gonna drop a super quick BRB. I'll be back in like a minute. You will not miss anything in the time that it is BRB screen. Feel free to take this time to hydrate yourself, have a little stretch, take your meds if you haven't yet today, all that jazz. I'll be back in like a minute anyways. But yeah, enjoy the BRB screen. I'll see you shortly. And yeah, back in a minute. Enjoy the BRB song in my absence. And say goodbye to the BRB music. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully the camera will be working a little bit better now. I've given it a little restart, and hopefully that will make it work good. We'll see. Anyways, right. I love this paint set. I know I've said it before, but gosh, I love this paint set. It's so good. This is I did introduce it earlier, but just for anybody who came in after that, this is my this is one of my Harmonious paint palettes where the anchor color is Lunar Red Rock, which is this gorgeous sort of dark brownish red here, which I've mixed a fixed amount of into an otherwise unremarkable rainbow of colors, and it's given us this very autumn-winter vibe to it, which I absolutely love. Hello, buddy, welcome in. How's it going? Sorry to jump scare you with my fingies. But hello. Sledge, my dearest darling, my moderator slash spouse, Sledge Callier, says, bleh. What bleh? Why have you said bleh? What's bleh? Are you okay? Are you getting rained on again? It's been very wet today. So we've been talking about the weather. Would you rather have a day that's all sunny or all rainy? That's our question for the day. Oh, okay, so it's moist, says Sledge. Ugh. Thankfully, I think if there's humidity outside, it has not seeped into the house. I've tried to keep it fairly well sealed in here today, so we're nice and comfortable in the house. Thank goodness. So Mr. Hangman, who's been working on an animation, says, I had an idea where this lemon falls from the tree and then goes on a little journey to find a good spot to plant itself. Mr. Hangman, that's adorable. Just fun silent film. That sounds really, really cute. Also, lots of people sleep on stream. Oh my goodness. What? Oh no. One guy had someone have his sub notification get his Alexa to order 450 iPhone 11s. What? No! That's terrible! Also, I don't think sleeping on stream is a good idea. Unless you've got a really good, like, moderation team in place that's still awake, but even then, I don't know. I certainly don't want people, like, seeing me while I'm asleep. That's creepy. I wouldn't want to watch somebody sleep. That's creepy. And, I don't know, I like being present and getting to hang out with my chat, but maybe I'm a different kind of streamer to some other people, I suppose. Someone who delivers mail, I prefer dry weather, says Indigo. That is extremely valid of you. If you are doing an outdoor job, I'm sure that the wetness is not preferable. My trainers were still very wet when I put them back on, says Sledge. Oh, my darling, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Come home, get changed into nice dry clothes, and honestly, get one of the throw blankets and use it as a cape to keep you nice and toasty and dry. I never watch you sleep, says Sledge. Listen, we share a bed. This person, for anyone who doesn't know, Sledge Callier is my moderator and my spouse. We live together and we sleep in the same bed. That's different. It's fine. And also he's super cute when he's a sleepy little bunny. Anywho, Eva says, every day I step in the shower, I remember, oh right, I need to do laundry, no towels, it's been a week. Oh, Eva, no, I'm so sorry, but I just crafted a sticky note to remind me on the morrow. Good stuff, good job. Excellent looking out for future, Aoife. We love to see it. Aoife says, I saw a guy playing Skyrim with over 1,000 mods. That was one well-behaved chat. Oh my god, that's a lot. What? I'm confused. Anyways. Firebird says the only people I've seen do it tends to put chat into emote-only mode to prevent TTS shenanigans. That's fair, Firebird! That's very fair, and I think that makes a lot of sense, because, yeah, I don't know. I would not want to run a stream/chat unsupervised personally, but game mod says Aoife. I see, I was jesting. I did wonder if you meant mods as in moderators or mods as in modifications, because it can go either way. Sledge says, I mean, I can hear you when you sleep. Snore, snore, snore. Do I really snore that loudly? I honestly don't know how much I snore when I sleep, because, oddly enough, I'm asleep. I can say I've never woken myself up by my own snoring, so it probably isn't that loud because I'm a pretty light sleeper, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are some little breathy noises that I make when I'm sleepy, because, you know, I have airways. I'm a human person. But yeah, putting a mirror next to my bed so I can watch myself sleep says Indigo. I'm not sure that's how it works, but I mean, if that makes you feel good, then go for it. I don't know. Anyways. My coffee's almost done, so I'm going to switch over to my tea, because I do also have tea. A delicious fruity adventure. I'm almost out of that Sol de Mañana tea. Coffee rather. I've been drinking it on, been using it with my V60.
Attention.
So, Twitch user Sammy Kelch.
Sammy Ann,
Shoppers.
hello. Welcome on in. Hello. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. I'm going to welcome Sammy Ann and the Raiders in. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, this was a very fruity cup of coffee that I just finished. It was a washed coffee from Bolivia with some nice fruity, funky notes. Anyways, Aoife started Dead Cells and is in love. Interesting. I've never played it. Sounds really fun. Sammy Ann, how was your stream? What'd you get up to today? It's lovely to see you. Welcome. We've been talking about the weather, among other things. Would you prefer a day of nothing but sun and bright blue skies, not a cloud to be seen, or nothing but clouds and continuous rain? Let us know, chat. Anywho, also talking about whether or not I snore. I'm pretty sure the only person in the chat who can answer that question, I hope, is my moderator/spouse. Anyway, Sammy Ann, how was your stream? What did you get up to today? It's lovely to see you, and welcome on in. Kindred, hello, welcome as well. Lovely to see you also. Hello, Raiders. Let me get a shout out for Sammy Ann in the chat. And again, if you are not following Sammy Ann, I heartily recommend you go do that. Sammy Ann is a lovely person. She's very, very cool. Does really, really wonderful artworks. It's so heckin' whimsical. As always, if there is something that you would like to share, feel free to whisper me a link. I would love to share it with the chat. But yeah, Sammy Ann says, I'm a rain gal. That's fair. For anyone who's just come in and is new here, allow me to introduce myself. I am Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays and every once in a while on a Sunday. Today, we are attempting to get some work done on Terry's magic little study here. He's having a cozy time reading a book in his little book nook and being cozy about it with some of my very favorite recent paint creations. Having a good time with that as well. Anyways, Sammy Ann says we were working on some mythical horses. Ooh, that sounds delightful. Love a good haunts situation. If you're not familiar with Sammy Ann's art, it is truly gloriously, adorably whimsical and very, very good. And if there is anything that you want to share, I would love to share it with the chat. For anyone who is not familiar with what my artwork looks like, allow me to give you a little example of what it looks like when it's done. Because I do sometimes finish paintings. Here's what one of them looks like. Ta-da! This is one we did recently with this same set of paints, actually. Of a little barista making a spooky little flat white there, having a nice time in their cafe. I'm very much a traditional artist working in watercolors and other wet types of media. And yeah. Anywho. Hope you had a wonderful stream. It's lovely to see you new people. Let me get another shout out for I adore our ghostess with the mostest, says Sammy Ann. Aw, thank you. Let me get another shout out for you in the chat. Assuming I can get it to work properly. Please work. Yay, it's working. Again, if you're not following Sammy Ann, go do that. And thank you again so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Anyways, Wow, I've given myself a headache today. Oh my goodness, I've been very chatty today. Which I hope nobody minds. But anywho, I did my intention was to get some artwork done, but you know, it varies. Anyways, we've got some whips from Sammy Ann to share, so I would love to see. Oh, hello. I think is this backing? It's loading. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We've got some cuteness to look at here. So let me set that up. Just do some vamping while I get that into frame. Come on, little window. Get in there. Okay, cool. All right. So, this is some art from Sammy Ann. Yay! Get a load of these beautiful Hanses. Oh my goodness. I want to feed them all some nice snacks and give them a lovely time. I love their little hooves. Oh, they're so cute. They're so stinking cute. I love them. I love them so much. This is this should come as no surprise. The rainbow unicorn there is, I would have absolutely, I mean, I adore it now, but it is doing something to awaken my inner 5-year-old, and my inner 5-year-old is saying, I want to be best friends with that Hans. I think my inner and exterior 40-year-old would probably best friend the green buddy. But my inner 5-year-old is like, yeah, oh my goodness, hello. This is so cool. Are these two buddies making friends? I love them. I feel like there's a whole story here and I want to know it. I love this so much. It's so soft and so lovely. Getting some real Hanses today. I love to see it. Ooh, and some assorted watercolor shenanigans from is it watercolor? Looks pretty watercolory to me. Anyways, this is so sweet. I love it. I love your dragon. Sammy Ann, if you don't know, does wonderful dragon stuff, and it is always so nice to see. I love that little moon dragon. That's so sweet. The little rainbow friend, very, very sweet as well. And then, pumpkins. Pumpkins, my beloveds. I love a pumpkin situation, as you may or may not be able to guess. Anyways, and then I love this little guy so much. I love this little guy so much and I want to be their friend. They are so cute. They are so cute. And they seem like they would be amenable to friendship. So anyways, Sammy Ann is great. And you should go follow Sammy Ann if you like a whimsy. This is the sticker design. Oh, nice. Good stuff. They are making friends and it is gouache. Thank you, Sammy Ann. That is awesome. And thank you again for sharing your beautiful works with us. I always love to see them. Anyways, Sammy Ann says, Sammy Kelch is great. No, you. No, you. I'm reverse carding that. Anyways, today's tea, by the way, is technically it's a Christmas tea, but it's like a spiced cranberry situation, which feels very autumn appropriate to me as well. This is just the time of year when I want, like, spices in my beverages, I feel like. So I'm having a spiced cranberry situation, which I'm going to be really sad when I run out of, which I will at some point in the near future, I think, which will be sad, because it's really nice. Anywhoosins, allow me to pick up a little bit more of this brown and a little bit more of this. I feel like I'm using of all of the paints, I seem to be using the brown and the black like the mostest, I would say. I just want to just pass a little bit of this just on this side of the window frame, which annoyingly seems to have just sometimes depending on the paint, I will try and like pop a little bit of a shadow onto it and it will just disappear into the paper. It's like, there was paint on there. Where did it go? Like, it's just gone. Anyways, no use of Sammy says, okay, I accept the greatness, as should you. Thank you. That's very sweet and very kind, and thank you very much indeed. And thank you again for the raid, as always. It's lovely to see you and your wonderful people. Okay, gonna reglaze this a little bit, because it kind of just vanished in. But I just want to establish that the window frame is just sticking out ever so slightly from the wall. if I can. Okay, just like so. Ta-da! Yay! We did it. Anyways, but yeah, it's been a wet day, but I've also been indoors all day, so I haven't really experienced any of it, which is nice. Just getting a little bit of a shadow under that a bookshelf. I'm just wondering what else I should do in terms of the shadows, the shading, the all that jazz. Terry is gonna need some shadows, I think. I'm gonna need to get some shades on Terry. So, I need to try and remake Terry green. I wish I had a reading room like this one, says Theo. Oh my goodness, me too. I swear, the degree to which I think I live vicariously through Terry and his little adventures it's a non-zero amount. Let's put it that way. It is definitely a non-zero amount. Because he is absolutely out here living his very, very best life, and we love that for him. He has a little book nook here, little reading space, which would be real nice. I mean, I have a spot on my sofa where I like to sit and read, but it's not really the same thing, I just picking up a tiny amount of this orange just to try and just darken down the green for the shading in bits on Terry. Hopefully I didn't water that down too much. Because it was a little bit too thick, and now I'm concerned that it's a little bit not thick enough. I suppose we'll soon find out. Just go carefully. If I just go carefully, I think we'll be okay. Anyways, but yes, Theo, I wholeheartedly agree. I wish I had a house, home ownership. That is the pipe dream that I am truly living vicariously through my subject and a lot of my artwork. Not intentionally, it just kind of keeps happening. I'm like, oh, a cozy cottage. I'm like, And here I am in, a rented flat. Which is fine. It is what it is. But it's kind of, I don't know. It feels like just a condition of being millennial at this point that, like, you want your own house? Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! I do recognize that apparently my city of residence is one of the most expensive places to live in the country. I think it's like, for rent prices, it's like the third most expensive right after London, and somewhere posh that's like right outside of London. So I feel like that that tells you everything you need to know. But certainly not that this place is posh, just that it's, how shall I say, this city has a reputation that I live in. And I think that reputation is what allows it to be able to command very premium prices. Annoyingly, my experience is I used to live somewhere years and years and years ago. When I first moved to the UK, I lived in a big city where the rent significantly less expensive than where I'm living now. But I could not find a job. So I had no income. So it was kind of a trade-off in that way. I mean, I moved here because I met someone who already lived and worked here. But it just so happens that very quickly into our relationship, I found a job here when I'd been struggling for like a solid year to find anything remotely appropriate to, sort of my skills and qualifications in my previous city. Like, there was just nothing. Like, not even a callback. I ended up working in a museum gift shop because it's the only place that would give me an interview. Sammy Ann is doing a lurk. Thank you so much for the lurk. I very much appreciate it, and I hope that you have a lovely lurk. And thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. But yeah, the trade-off was, like, I could either live somewhere where it was less expensive to live, but not have a job, or have a job and live somewhere that was almost but not quite prohibitively expensive. It is a frustrate, but I don't know. I'm trying to make moves to make some changes. Make things be better, but it's tough because I'm also incredibly tired. But, yeah. How did I get onto that? Oh yeah, home ownership, and specifically the cozy homesteads of the Terry. I don't know. Mostly, I just want to imagine Terry's magical world, the enchanted forest that he lives in, and the little adventures that he goes on, and all of that good stuff. Yay, capitalism, says Rex. We love to see it. By the way, I updated my shop recently. Firebird says, I'm gonna do the same. Headphones get my ears warm, which makes me mucho sleepy. So have an alert. Firebird, thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely rest. And thank you for hanging out. Thank you very much indeed. Anywho. I was wondering, like, are we going to get this painting done today? No, we are not going to get this painting done today, but, you know, that's all right. That's okay. That's all good. It don't matter. We're getting some parts of it done today, and that's fun and good, so, like, who cares? It honestly, it doesn't matter. I would like, if at all possible, to finish this painting before October starts, because, in case you didn't know, everybody, October is a very, very special month for us here on stream, because October is Stream Inc. I'm just going to give you a little info about Stream Inc. in case anyone is curious, because it is a 31-day art prompt challenge. Everyone is welcome to participate, creating artworks for the 31 prompts over 31 days of October. Each year, the prompt list is created by members of the Artstream community here on Twitch. It is a really cool and fun thing to do. I am hosting one of the days again this year, and today, or rather this year, my prompt word is blustery. My day is October the 7th, so it's day 7 of Stream Inc. All the information is in the card link that I've linked in chat, but I will just pop up the prompt list on stream as well if I can. Can I get that to get bigger? Come on. It's loading. It's having a think. There we go. All right. This is, come on. Okay. This is the Stream Inc. prompt list for this year, and I'm so excited. I've started doing some prep work and some, like, just figuring out what I want to do with the prompt words over the last week or two. I am not nearly as into the pre-preparing as I would like to be, because my intent anyways is to do an artwork for every single one of the prompts. Obviously, if you do decide to participate, you are under no obligation to do any of it. You can do as many or as few of the prompt fills as you would like. And if you do decide to share, there is a hashtag StreamInc2024 that you can use, so we can find your artworks and look at them and enjoy them. And yeah, it's always a really, really fun time. I love seeing what the other artists and folks come up with. It does not have to be an ink-based artwork. You can use whatever medium you want, whether that's traditional, digital, you know, you could use gouache, you could use collage, you could do, I seem to remember someone saying earlier today that they were going to be doing some origami. I've seen Lego, all kinds of stuff you can do, and it's all wonderful to see. So that's a fun thing that you could do if you so choose. But obviously, again, no pressure on that front. If you don't want to do any of that, you don't have to. But I will be. And I'm having a good time trying to come up with interesting but not too overly taxing thingies for all of the different prompts. And it is going it's going all right. I kind of sometimes because I'm trying to work in sort of like, you know, sort of 1, 2, 3 like linear number order, I kind of get stuck on, like, I got stuck on number 3 because I was like, oh, what do I want to do for that? And I decided what I wanted to do for that, but then I spent ages trying to figure out what, like, the composition for it should be and all that. And that ended up taking a reasonable amount of my brain power, I would say. for a bit, possibly more so than I really ought to have let it, but I think that one's gonna turn out really, really cute. There's some really fun words on there. I have the cheese is one of the prompt words, so that's fun. Goose is one of the prompt words, so that's fun. There are a lot of really, really good words this year. I still have no idea what I'm going to do for Cascade. That'll be fun. Tarot card is one of the words, and my plan is to get like a random tarot card generator webpage, just get it to like draw a card for me, and then I'm going to draw my interpretation of what I would put on whatever that card is. Even if it's just one of the number ones, if it's just like 10 swords, I will just draw 10 swords, and I think that would be pretty stinking cool. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of really cool words on there. I'm already very excited for day 29 is quilt, and I know what I'm doing for day 29 quilt, which is Elspie's word. Very, very, very excited indeed. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you do any artwork that you want to share with us, whether or not it's Stream Inc. related, you can pop it in the Discord because we do have one. There's a link to the Discord there if you want to join. No pressure, obviously, but if that's your bag, there it is. It's a quiet place, but we have fun there. It's a good time. And there are avenues there for sharing your artwork if you make artwork that you want to share with us, or indeed to let us know when you're streaming, if you stream, so we can pop by and say hello, or in my case, a lot of the time, feel tired and shy and just lurk. But yeah, it is a lovely little place, and we have fun there. Anyways, enough of me waxing poetical about stuff. So that's those. That's thems. What is words? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna pop a little shadow under Terry. Just here. Because it would probably be in shadow. Okie dokie. And maybe one just behind his hand here. Cool. All right. I think that'll do for that. Am I happy with that? Maybe a little bit. Maybe this side is just ever so slightly not quite as much as this, but oh no, now my brush is too wet. So I'm just cleaning it off a little bit. But just probably this side of the chair is a little bit less lit. So I'm just going to darken that down just a smidgen. There we go. Okay. All right, cool. I feel like we're getting somewhere with this. I hope, anyways. Where's my paint? There's my paint. Okay. Maybe if I keep zhuzhing in ways that I probably don't need to keep zhuzhing, but I keep zhuzhing anyways, because sometimes it's good to zhuzh. Sometimes you can zhuzh too much, but sometimes it's good to zhuzh. I feel like that's enough of a zhuzh for now. Have I zhuzhed enough? Actually, no, I haven't zhuzhed enough. I realize belatedly that there's like I can't really see my pencil line for it very well anymore. But there is like a little... Terry is sitting on a cushion on this chair. So, oh, that is so dark. Hold up. I know that's going to lighten up a little bit as it dries, but that's too dark. Okay. Just get the tiniest little bit of shading under the underside of that cushion. Okay, that's jank, but you know what, it'll do. Okay, we're falling out of the the camera's field of view as well. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. All right, let's continue. So I need to make another brown that is a slightly I think I made this brown basically my mixing brown with a tiny, just like the teeny tiniest sliver of green. Just the littlest amount. Just to kind of unwarm it just a little bit. Let's see how that does. Because I think this back leg is a little bit more in shadow than the front ones, but also there's a little bit of a shadow on the front ones. No, I just ended up doing the entire one of that one, whatever. And also a little bit here, because that's sort of two pieces, and then maybe just a little bit under that little drawer that's possibly sticking out just a smidge. Cool. Okay. Having fun. I hope y'all are having fun. What's for dinner tonight, chat, by the way? What are y'all having for dinner? I am having listen, I am a very sophisticated 40-year-old creature. I am an accomplished cook. I love doing different, interesting, meals and experimenting with flavors and cuisines and, doing things from scratch that are a little bit experimental and interesting. I'm really into cooking and all that jazz. So tonight I'm making nachos with a bag of ready salted tortilla chips and a Tex-Mex dip trio that I bought from the supermarket. And a nice shaving of lactose-free mature cheddar cheese. I mean, it's because my moderator / spouse said that he was craving nachos, and I was like, I think we can indulge that craving. So we're having nachos for dinner tonight. But that also works out really well for me because in general on the stream days, I generally have less time to cook. So I like doing stuff that's a little bit less involved. I'm not likely to do, sort of a curry that takes like an hour and a half on the stream days because of that. But I'm probably overdoing it with the shadows, but you know what? I'm having fun, so I want to keep on keeping on. And if they ain't perfect, I don't care. Anyways, right, to that end, because of the way that this bookshelf is, the books are sort of slightly set in, so I feel like this side, there's going to be a little bit of a shadow over the books as well. So, yay. Well, let's do that, I guess. First of all, one of these is kind of a violet book. I think I'm not going to do too much of shadow for these, but just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. So it's kind of coming down from here, so it's going like that. Is this even going to work? I don't know. Because sometimes this paint layers quite well, and then other times it doesn't. And I don't know if it's just because I wet my painted too much, or I don't know. I don't want to play devil's advocate, but needs more books, says Aoife. Aoife, no. Aoife, I'm tired. I don't know where I would put more books in this. Also, just so you know, this isn't Terry's full collection of books, just in case anyone was worried about, like, that's a large selection of books, but I don't think Terry has enough books there. Allow me to just introduce you to, if I can find it fairly quickly on my Instagram feed. Oh, where are you? Come on. Anyways, there are many rooms in Terry's house that we have visited at various intervals. We have seen Terry's vegetable patch outside. We've been to Terry's bath. He's had a nice relaxing spa evening. My moderator / spouse has just come home, so I'm going to very quickly go say hello to him. I'll be back in just a moment. Hello, darling. Welcome home. How wet did you get coming home? It's nice to see you. Welcome home. Get changed into some dry clothes. Make yourself a hot drink. I love you.
I'll put the heating on for a bit.
Drop the heating on and dry yourself off. Sure, why not? Not too much, but...
It's 21.5 degrees
Oh.
in here already. So.
Okay, it won't work. Never mind. Anyways, hi everyone, I'm back. Oh my god. Okay, so my moderator slash spouse just came home. It was very rainy out. And I can see the water line on... He's wearing sort of light colored socks, and I can see the water line where the socks are just utterly soaked from the wet shoes. Oh baby, get some dry socks on. Stat. Please.
I'm worried about the fact that these are not going to be dry by tomorrow.
Oh no. Is there an alternate pair of shoes you can wear? Heck. Okay. How do you very quickly dry a pair of trainers? If anyone knows, let me know, because we've got a very wet trainer situation here. Oh, my poor sunshine. Anyways, oh dear. So yeah, it was very rainy today, which normally I'd be like, yay, but not so much when it's being all bad for my person. But anyways, yes, this is not the full extent of Terry's collection of books. Here's some more of his magic library. He is not hurting for book amounts, don't you worry. I think this is the first abundance of bookshelves painting that I did. And I just keep coming back to it. I don't know why. It's a fun thing to do, though. So, I am enjoying it. And, I usually do, which is really nice. Anyways. But yes. Okay. Can I just...
Bring the heating up to like 26 degrees.
Oh dear, he says he's turned the heating way up just so the thermostat actually kicks in to try and like dry the shoes and socks and stuff, because otherwise it's probably not gonna, which is frustrating to say the least. Anyways, there we go. Just a nice solid little shadow into this kind of recessed set of shelves. It looks like 2 of these edge books are red, which is super useful for me because I can grab a little bit of my nice rich red here. And I'm just gonna add like a sliver of black to it, just so it's to try and dull it down a smidge. Or maybe even a little bit of its complement. Look at me being a color theory knower. Wow. Who is she? Nobody knows. Anyways, speaking of, y'all, so I did not realize as I was packing up my last set of orders from my shop to go out a couple days ago that I've run out of business cards. But what that means is that, so for the first sort of week's worth of orders from the shop update, you're going to get my present business card. Anyone who orders from like today onwards will be getting a new business card, which is very exciting because I haven't redesigned my business card in a little while and I felt like it was time for a refresh. I do not have the business cards in hand yet. They'll be here in a couple of days. So I will do a business card reveal when they get here. I'm very excited to share my new business card with you because I think it's cute. And I hope you like it also. And I hope it does what it needs to do as a business representation in roughly 80 by 50 millimeter form. Question mark. Hopefully, people like it. That would be neat. Fingies. Fingies very crossed. Anyways. Sorry, love?
These new business cards have got 100% more boobies on them. And there's no boobies on the last one, so that's 0 boobies. But it's selling.
Okay. My moderator, I don't know if you heard what my moderator... Do you want to say that into the mic, sweetheart?
No, that was just you.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, I don't know if you heard what my moderator / spouse just said, but I've been told not to repeat it to you, so never mind. Anywho. Okay, so that's done something good. Oh, I do still need some more red shadow, actually, because I've got some books that are kind of arranged on top of the books, and so I want a little bit of a shadow underneath, like so. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, nifty. And also, is the light is kind of, the way that the light is hitting here, I feel like we've got kind of a... Actually, how is the light even hitting this? I don't know. This probably doesn't matter so much, but whatever. Lighting is confusing, and I'm not very good at it, so I do apologize. But I figure it's nice to make a bit of an effort in that direction, which I don't always, but sometimes it's fun. Anyways, sometimes flat colors are fun as well. There we go. Okay, and a little bit of you. Cool. All right. Shadows is hard, says Theo. Shadows is hard. Shadows is hard, but sometimes they make a piece look really fun and good. Should one choose to do them. You can make things look nice. There's some bits of terry that need continuing shading. Like I said, I'm not going to get massively granular into that in this piece, just because I think there's a certain amount of detail at which it gets a little too granular for the style of the piece, and then it'll start to look weird. And it's good to kind of try and be mindful of that. This blue is so... Of all of the pigments, the blue is the one that just wants to disappear into whatever you mix a tiny amount of it into. Because, like, the green is still very much the green that it was, but, like, a little bit sort of deeper and warmer. The blue is, I don't know, some kind of purplish brown. But I do love it. I think it has a gorgeous, like, granularity to it that's very, very fun to work with. But also quite difficult to work with. Like, I need to get some shading down on Terry's trousers. And for that I needed to mix the blue with just a little bit of the green. And the green just immediately took over, so I had to add a lot more to it to get it to actually show up. Because we've got the shadow of the little book here. Also probably just here. There we go. Okay. I mean, that was all I needed to do, but still, you know. Anyways. Okay. We're getting there on this piece, I feel like. We are getting there, which is good. I did wonder, are we going to get this piece done today? No, we are not going to get this piece done today because my headache is encroaching and I'm going to have to cook dinner at some point in the near future. We're not finishing yet, but just a heads up. Yum. Okay. All right. I'm going to just grab a little bit of this. I figure these ones down here are at least a little bit in shadow just because of where they are at. Should I get just a little shadow under them on the floor as well? I'm wondering. I'm gonna do that. I've got a little bit of residual shadow color hanging out on my palette. My palette is literally a ricotta lid, by the way. It is literally a ricotta lid. which I find is the best and most useful thing that cost me no money to do this kind of stuff with. And I do enjoy a thing that cost me no money, and I also enjoy reusing something that would otherwise just be garbage that is perfectly still good. So yay, love that for us. Yeah, pain is the worst, says Theo. It truly is. What's with I've been having a lot of headaches lately, a lot of like tension in my neck, that I think is to do with a combination of TMJ stuff and how I'm sleeping, and you can probably hear it. I'm very stiff. I think I might have come down with something that the symptoms of which were just very sore. Everything sore, every muscle in your body is going to hurt, and you're going to be way more tired than usual. So I'm still kind of getting over that, which is very, very fun. I don't know what it was. I don't want to go to a doctor for it because I'm genuinely very scared that I will go to the doctor and the doctor will say, it looks like you've got a case of AFAB. Which, I just don't want to, you know what, sometimes you're so tired that you're just like, I'd rather just deal with symptoms disease than having to, like, argue with doctors about whether or not I have symptoms disease. And that's very much a me problem, and you shouldn't listen to me. That's not advice, that's just me being silly. But, here we are. Anyways, I'm realizing I kind of want to put a shadow under here. Just like that. Okay, fun stuff. Did I want to do that? I don't know. But I did. Doctors is very hard and awful, says Theo. I wholeheartedly agree. But thank you so much for the autumnal dragon blessing. I love the autumnal dragon blessing very much, especially the Brussels sprouts, which are my favorites, and I'm so looking forward to it being cabbage and Brussels sprout season again. Oh, yes. Oh, hell yes. I'm gonna make myself some yummy, like, soupy situations with cabbage and carrots and potatoes, and I'm gonna make myself some delicious stew situations with cabbage and carrots and potatoes. I'm gonna make my favorite Ethiopian dish, which has cabbage and carrots and potatoes. Yummy. So this is Dr. Biscotti. I would love to meet Dr. Biscotti. I like biscotti. It's delicious. Anyways. Right. I've kind of reached the stage of the painting where I'm like, what of the things do I need to do now? And I don't know. Can I start lining, or there's still things that I need to shade? No, I'm a silly sausage. I'm seeing things now that I still need to shade in, so. Picking up some black paint. Like a champ. And these are fairly light colors, so hopefully this is a fairly gentle shade. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a fairly gentle shade. Good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Nice gentle shades on the little tunic that Terry is wearing, which is almost, but not quite white. I had Brussels sprouts yesterday and thought of you, says Theo. Aw, thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. That is delightful. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they were absolutely delicious and lovely and good. I hope they were nourishing and tasty and all of the things that you want them to be. I haven't had them in forever. Perchance 'tis time to bust out some tofu, some thinly sliced Brussels sprouts, a ton of garlic, and make myself a delicious, delicious fried rice situation. I think it might be, because I haven't done that in a wee while. And that is super good. Okay. All right. I think I've shaded in all of the things that I need to shade in for now. No, I haven't. That was quick. No. The answer is a resounding no, you didn't, you ding-dong, because, what the heckins is this cloak doing, then? Just kind of sitting here and making no sense on Terry's shoulders. That's what it's doing. Oh no. Why does my chat say welcome to the chat room? Did it refresh itself? Am I still streaming? I hope I'm still live. The stream just died last Thursday for a bit, and it was a little concerning. So, hopefully I'm still here. I think I'm still here. Okay, I'm still here. Cool. Anyways. Carrying on in that case. What else do I need to do? Ooh, one more thing with the cape. Okay, so the cape, I used this sort of wonderful, like, burgundy color, which I just love. But there's a little bit at the front of the cape where it kind of, like... I'm not entirely sure of the mechanics of how this cape works, but there's a little bit at the front where it kind of crosses over itself, so there's a little bit of a shadow there. Alright, I think that's everything that needs to be shaded for now. It looks so jank. This all looks so jank, but I think we can start adding details to the books. So I'm going to retire this little brush for now, and we are going to switch to an even littler brush. Hooray! Look at the size of this thing, chat. This is a baby. This is a very fine little brushie. And it is therefore a very good little brushie for doing things like the tiny details on books. Oh, camera. Can't. Okay. No, we're not. Hold up, everybody. Sorry. It's been a while. It's been very well behaved for like a solid hour and a half, I would say, but it's done it again. So you're gonna have to bear with for just a wee moment, and we will be back up and running as soon as I can. At least, I'm glad I finally made a technical difficulties screen because, oh boy, it's come in handy. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, we're reconnecting. It is initializing. Oh, I can feel the thermostats come on. Oh my god, that is so hot. Why is the screen green? Okay. I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna reopen that. Ah ha ha ha! Okay, we're back. We're back. I think it was it was the camera rather than the computer being connected to it that had decided to break that time. But we're back, hooray! Tals, hello! Oh, I joined in stream board. Sorry, Tals, it wasn't you. It was the camera and the resetting of the cameras. It's been engaging in shenanigans today. I think it's possibly down to the weather. It's sleepy and wants to be also sitting and reading a book with a nice cup of tea, probably. But hey, how's it going? Tell us how are you doing? It's lovely to see you. If you had to choose between a day of nothing but bright sunshine, cloud-free blue skies, and bright, bright, bright sun, or a day of nothing but gray clouds, not a single shred of sunlight to be seen, and some rain, which would you pick? You are allowed to impose conditions on your answer. But that's the question for the day. You also don't have to answer if you don't want to, but it's out there if anyone does. Anywho. Okay, so we have from Saul says, anyway, Hannah Gadsby, I'm familiar with the name, but I haven't seen any of their stuff. Because I do not watch things ever. I'm very bad at it. I mostly watch YouTube videos about history, trains, or food. Why did anyone ever think I was neurotypical? Anyways, Hannah Gadsby, one of the world's best comedians. She told the story of a doctor, the sort that diagnoses you with AFAB, yep. And she gave that doctor a name, and it rang so true. I would like everyone to watch a recorded show so you can know what I'm saying. Dr. Dick Biscuit / Dr. Cock Biscotti. Oh my goodness gracious. That's very silly. I like it. I will take the sunshine, please, says Tals. You are very, very welcome to it, and thank you for letting us know. Please be sure to wear an SPF if you're going out in the sun, especially if you're going to be out for any long periods of time and under direct sunlight. It's good for you to do it. Even if you're like me and you hate the texture of 99.9% of the sunscreens that have ever touched your skin. Anyways, I have a very sensitive dermis, okay? Nanette is not the show to start with. The recommendation I gave just now is make you check her comedy. I will probably think of doing it and then forget, but thank you. I am very bad at following up on recommendations. I get full up on the media that I'm able to enjoy at any one time these days. But I have heard from multiple sources that she puts on a good show, so perchance, at some point, I'll investigate. Anyways, I'm going to start putting details on the books, because weirdly enough, I feel like that's the easiest part of all of this to do. Because at the very least, it's fairly straightforward. So I'm going to start with the yellow books. I feel like going from lightest to darkest is usually the easiest way to do these sorts of things. I love this yellow that we've created here. I think it is so stinking pretty. But I'm really liking adding some of these nice little details to books, to the book covers. I feel like it makes them feel a little bit more alive. Is not the right word, because obviously they're books and they are inanimate objects, but it makes them feel more, I don't know, like tangible objects and less like just rectangles. The rectangle approach also fantastic, but I'm just really quite enjoying getting to do other kinds of stuff as well. I think it's a fun time. Anyways, oh, my brain. The headache has definitely seeped in. I'm going to take another sip of my beverage to make sure that I'm sufficiently hydrated. Okay. Anywho. Theo's got a recommend as well. Something called Douglas. I will try and mentally bank these things and then check them out. Thank you. I do genuinely try and follow up on recommendations, but if I don't, it's because I'm a silly sausage. And I probably forgot. Anyways, but right. This one I'm gonna do 2 stripes and a big rectangle, like so. I do like to try and vary things up a little bit so they don't all have the same situation on them. I think that's nice. Anyways, right, there we go. Okay. I think I might just finish up the yellow books, and then we will call it there for today, just because I really need to go eat something. I should definitely go have some dinner and make myself an evening beverage and then do a bit of a rest, because, you know, it's a Monday. And Mondays are a day for me a lot of the time. And it's certainly been a Monday today. It's been a semi-productive Monday, I would say, like prior to today's stream. I did get some things done, and that's a good, but not bags of things. And I do want to continue with my streaming prep as well, because I've got a number of streaming things that I need to try and prepare, because as a featured streamer of streaming, I feel like I have for the last few years done all 31 prompts, and I would like to do all 31 prompts again this year if I can. So that needs a bit of pre-planning on my part. At the very least, figuring out what it is I want to paint for each day, if not having a sketch ready. So I'm going to be doing that. But obviously, if you do decide to join in on streaming, no pressure at all. Do as many or as few as you want. But if you do decide to share them on your socials, do consider using the hashtags so that the streaming enjoyers can find you. Because we want to see, I love seeing all the cool stuff that people come up with for streaming. It is so much fun. Alright. Terry's looking a little bit more done than last time, but we're still not quite there yet. So I'm going to come back to this little adventure on Thursday. Surprise, babe, it's not done! My moderator / spouse is giving me 2 thumbs up for I did not finish the painting, but that's okay. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Unlike streaming, which is going to be a sprint for me, but never mind. My moderator / spouse says it isn't a marathon, it's a Snickers. Yep. Anywho, I'm gonna find someone for us to raid. We're gonna go spread the love in the direction of someone cool who is streaming right now. Let's see. Actually, before I do that, one moment please, chat. If you'll indulge me, I'm gonna BRB for just a second. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I just received a one of these Royal Mail cards. This is that's not my address. I was like trying not to dox myself, but I just got one of these Royal Mail cards. My address is on the other side. That apparently I have a fee owing for something that's coming in the post. I have literally no idea what it is. Cannot wait to find out what I need to pay £30 to receive. But just in case it's something very important that I'd forgotten about, I guess I have to do that. I can't afford this, but oh well. Yay! Oh no! Anyways, have I mentioned that I released an autumnal shop update? Here it is. There's stickers and prints and stuff, if that's the kind of thing you enjoy. No pressure, obviously, but I'm trying to get better at telling people about it. Anyways. Fee, how exciting, says Theo. I love fees. I mean, it means something's coming to me in the post, but it also gives me zero indication of what this item is, and I don't know what I'm paying for, so we'll soon find out, I suppose. Oh, good. Okay. I'm having some scary thinky thoughts about things that may have gone wrong, that I'm gonna have to investigate. Or I suppose we'll find out when I receive it. If it's something interesting, I'll keep you posted, but chances are it's gonna be something mundane. But anyways, let's see if there's someone we can do a little raid on. Because it's time for me to make a move. A mystery fee. How exciting, says Tals, maybe. I guarantee it's probably not going to be worth the amount of money that the fee is, but you know what, that's... Sometimes it be like that. Anyways, I'm just going to check and make sure that this person isn't just about to finish before we go do the raid, because that would be silly. And it's idling. It's idling. Oh, okay, actually that person's been on for a really long time, so I think they might be finishing imminently, in which case, you know what? We haven't said hi to Perrin in a bit. And we love Perrin in this chat, so we are going to go say hi to Perrin. That's what we're going to do. Who is not just about to finish, which is very, very useful. We're going to drop a generic raid message. If you like really nice, cozy times, a very, very cool, chill person to hang out with, and like fairies and stuff, you're going to love Perrin. But regardless, if you're joining us on the raid, feel free to copy the generic raid message. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab the emotes. If you do not have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message, append whatever cool emotes you do happen to have. That's all good. I'll be back on Thursday, continuing, maybe even finishing this piece. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, everybody, today. Thank you to Mark and Jam and Sammy Ann for the raids. You're all wonderful people, and thank you all for sticking with me and hanging while we did these things, talked about the weather, and did a tiny amount of paint. I'll be back on Thursday, maybe finishing this piece. I guess we'll find out then. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care, everyone. Have a good evening, and goodbye, and good night. Much love, friends. Goodbye.